A new full-size pickup in America now costs more than the median household earns in 8 months. $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for a truck that half the buyers use to carry groceries and tow a boat twice a summer. And while the showroom trucks get more expensive, more complicated, and more dependent on turbochargers and 10-speed transmissions every year, the used lots are full of the trucks that built the reputation those new ones are trading on. 6 pickups selling today under $15,000, with drivetrains documented past 300,000 miles, engineered in an era when a truck was supposed to be the last thing you ever worried about. We're counting them down, starting with a full-size workhorse that fleets by on purpose and everyone else overlooks. In 6th place, the Ford F-150 with the 5.0-liter V8, roughly 2011 through 2020. Everyone remembers that Ford pushed the turbocharged EcoBoost engines hard during this era, and they sold in huge numbers. But quietly, in the same showroom, Ford kept offering a naturally aspirated V8, and that's the one the long game rewards. No turbochargers to replace, no intercooler plumbing, no boost-related heat cycling. Just a proven 8-cylinder engine doing the job the old-fashioned way. The value case is strong because the market chased the EcoBoost, which means clean V8 trucks trade between $11,000 and $15,000, often below a comparable turbocharged truck of the same year. These engines are documented well past 250,000 miles, and the aluminum body Ford switched to in 2015 sidesteps the rust that eats older trucks alive. What to plan for? Some of these V8s developed the reputation for oil consumption on certain model years, so checking the oil level on a warm engine and asking about consumption is step 1. Early versions of the timing system had cam phaser issues that announced themselves with a rattle on cold startup, a repair better caught early than late. And the 10-speed automatic in later trucks is more complex than the 6-speed it replaced, so a transmission fluid history matters. Buy the V8, check for the rattle, confirm the oil habit, and you've got a full-size truck that will outlast the payment book on anything new. Number 5. The Ram 1500 with the 5.7-liter Hemi V8, roughly 2009 through 2018. This is the truck that gives you the most V8 for the fewest dollars, and it's cheap for reasons that have nothing to do with the engine. Ram trucks depreciate faster than Ford or Chevy, which is bad news for the first owner and a gift for you. The Hemi itself is one of the most proven V8s on the road, with documented high-mileage examples everywhere and a parts and service network in every town in America. Clean examples trade between $10,000 and $15,000, and the interiors of this era genuinely outclassed the competition, so you're getting a nicer truck to sit in than the price suggests. The coil spring rear suspension also rides better than the leaf springs on rival trucks, which owners notice every single day. The honest issues list. Some Hemis of this era developed a lifter and camshaft tick that, if ignored, can lead to a more serious repair, so listening for a tapping noise on a test drive is essential. The exhaust manifold bolts have a habit of breaking, causing a tick that sounds worse than it is but should be priced in. And the electrical systems on Chrysler products of this era, the same TIPM module family we've talked about, can cause gremlins, so run everything: windows, locks, lights, and start it several times. A Hemi Ram with a clean engine sound and working electronics is the value pick of the full-size world. Number 4. The Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra 1500 with the 5.3-liter V8, roughly 2007 through 2013. The generation known by its chassis code as the GMT 900. This is the fleet manager's secret: because when a company needs trucks that run forever on a budget, this is frequently what they buy. The 5.3 is a member of GM's small block V8 family, one of the most produced and best understood engines in automotive history, and it routinely passes 300,000 miles. Because these sold in enormous numbers, and this generation is now genuinely old, prices are low, $8,000 to $13,000 for clean trucks, and every mechanic in the country can work on one. Parts are cheap and everywhere. This is the definition of a truck that's expensive to replace and cheap to keep. 2 specific things to know. This engine family had an issue with the active fuel management system, the cylinder deactivation that shuts off cylinders to save fuel, which on some trucks contributed to oil consumption and lifter problems. Many owners and shops disable the system to solve it permanently, so ask if that's been done. And these trucks, being older and often from work duty, need a hard look underneath for frame and brake line rust, especially in salt states. A Southern GMT 900 with the fuel management addressed is one of the safest, high-mileage bets you can make in a pickup. Number 3. The Toyota Tacoma with the 4-liter V6, roughly 2005 through 2015. Here's where the math stops making sense in the best way. The Tacoma has a cult following so intense that these trucks barely depreciate, which means even high-mileage examples with 200,000 miles on them still ask $12,000 to $18,000, and clean ones push higher. That sounds like it disqualifies it from a value list, and it's exactly why it's on one. The reason is resale. A Tacoma you buy today will still be worth a substantial fraction of what you paid in 5 years, because the demand never softens. So the cost per mile, and more importantly, the cost per year of ownership after you sell it, is lower than trucks that seem cheaper up front but depreciate to nothing. The 4-liter V6 is documented past 300,000 miles. The truck is famously capable off-road, and the reliability reputation is earned, not marketing. The one thing you must check on this specific truck, and it's the whole inspection: frame rust. Certain model years had frame corrosion problems serious enough that Toyota ran a major warranty and buyback campaign, replacing frames outright. On any Tacoma from a salt state, get underneath it and inspect the frame before anything else, and ask whether the frame was ever replaced under the campaign, which is actually a positive because it means a newer frame. A clean-framed Tacoma is less a purchase and more an investment that happens to haul lumber. Number 2. The Honda Ridgeline, roughly 2006 through 2014 for the first generation, and this is the truck that pickup purists dismiss and smart buyers quietly love. It's not a body-on-frame truck. It's built on a unibody Honda platform sharing engineering with the Pilot and Odyssey, and that's exactly why it's on this list. It drives like a comfortable SUV, and it inherits Honda's drivetrain reputation. Because truck buyers wanted a traditional truck and this isn't one, the Ridgeline is undervalued, trading between $8,000 and $14,000 for clean examples. The 3.5-liter V6 is the same durable Honda engine family found in vehicles documented past 250,000 miles. It has genuinely clever features: an in-bed trunk, a tailgate that opens 2 ways, and all-wheel drive that works. And for someone who needs to haul and tow moderately but drives mostly on pavement, it makes more sense than a big body-on-frame truck ever will. The caveats are Honda-specific and manageable. The timing belt on this V6 must be replaced at the recommended interval, roughly every 100,000 miles or so, at $800 to $1,200 including the water pump, and skipping it destroys the engine, so the belt receipt is mandatory. Some earlier examples had issues with the rear differential fluid needing regular service to avoid noise. Beyond that, it's a Honda that happens to have a bed. Find one with belt records and you've bought the most comfortable, most reliable truck almost nobody shops for. And in first place, the Toyota Tundra with the 5.7-liter V8, roughly 2007 through 2021. And yes, if you saw our high-mileage countdown, you already know why it's here. But on a truck list specifically, it earns the top spot. This is widely regarded as one of the last genuinely overbuilt full-size trucks ever sold. An engine and drivetrain engineered with so much margin that documented examples pass 300,000 miles, and the reputation is backed by what shops actually see rather than marketing claims. The catch is the same honesty as before. Tundras don't depreciate like normal trucks. Clean examples still command $14,000 to $22,000, and even high-mileage ones hold value that would embarrass a domestic truck of the same age. That's the market pricing in exactly what you're hearing right now. But on a cost per remaining mile basis, and on a will it strand me basis, it's arguably the strongest full-size truck in the used market, period. What to plan for? The 5.7 is chain-driven with no timing service, but it drinks fuel. Mid-teens is the reality, and that's the trade you accept for the durability. Early trucks in the Salt Belt had frame rust issues significant enough that Toyota ran a recall campaign. So on any northern truck, the frame inspection is the entire purchase decision, exactly like the Tacoma. Check the frame rails, the cross members, the brake and fuel lines. A Southern Tundra with a clean frame and a service folder is worth every dollar of its premium because you're buying the one truck on this list engineered to make repair shops bored. Look at the pattern across all six. Not one of them relies on a turbocharger doing heroic work to make its power. Not one was the newest, most complicated thing in the showroom. Every single one is a proven engine, running below its limits, in a truck simple enough that any shop in America can keep it alive. The new trucks on the lot right now are chasing horsepower numbers and fuel economy targets with technology that's brilliant for 3 years and expensive after that. These six already proved what they are. The average new truck loses over $25,000 in its first 4 years. These let someone else write that check. If you missed the 6 cars that hit 300,000 miles, or the 6 that cost a fortune after the warranty, they're both on your screen right now. And tell me in the comments, what's the highest mileage truck you've ever owned? And is it still running? The best one might open the next video.